Hello, and welcome to the First Finishers team. We're going to take a few minutes to go through your new employee safety orientation. Let's start with water, rest, shade, working safely in outdoor heat. Working outdoors in the heat presents a serious hazard to employees in many types of industries. Agriculture, construction, forestry, transportation, and utility work are just some of the industries where workers risk developing heat-related illness. Washington L&I has released an updated permanent workplace safety rule to protect workers in all industries from outdoor heat, effective July 17, 2023. This new permanent outdoor heat safety rule is in effect year-round whenever workers are exposed to hot conditions as identified in Washington Administrative Code, or WAC, 296-62095 for general industry and WAC, 296-300-7097 for agriculture. Many different factors affect how a worker responds to heat exposure, including the employee's workload and work duration, the clothing and personal protective equipment worn, personal health characteristics such as age, physical fitness, certain medical conditions including pregnancy, certain medications, and history of previous heat-related illness. Behaviors such as water consumption or alcohol use. Remember, alcohol within 24 hours impairs your body's ability to cool itself. The employee's degree of acclimatization, meaning the body's adaptation to working in the heat. This adaptation can be gained and lost over time. We'll talk more about acclimatization toward the end of this presentation. As temperature rises, the risk of heat-related illness increases. Under the new outdoor heat safety rule, employers must take specific steps once the temperature reaches certain thresholds. The threshold depends on the type of clothing employees wear. If the temperature reaches or exceeds 52 degrees Fahrenheit and employees wear non-breathable gear, for example, vapor barrier clothing or chemical-resistant suits, or if the temperature reaches or exceeds 80 degrees Fahrenheit for all other clothing. Make a note of these threshold temperatures. We'll refer to them as we discuss how to stay safe when working in the heat. The three keys: water, rest, shade. Water. By drinking water regularly, you help your body stay hydrated, which in turn helps you stay cool in the heat. Drinking small amounts frequently over time, like 1 cup every 20 minutes, is better than chugging a lot all at once. You might need even more than that to stay comfortable. When the temperature outdoors reaches the threshold, 52 degrees Fahrenheit in non-breathable gear, or 80 degrees Fahrenheit for everyone else, First Finishers is required to provide each employee with 1 quart of cool water every hour. Low sugar, low caffeine, electrolyte replenishing beverages, like sports drinks, can substitute for plain water. First Finishers also provides electrolytes that you can stock in your vehicle, plus cooling towels for every employee. Rest. Rest is an important way to prevent heat-related illness by allowing your body to recover from working in the heat. Do not wait until you feel unwell. Taking regular cool-down breaks helps you avoid illness later in your shift. Remove any heat-retaining, non-breathable clothing during your rest period to maximize cooling. In severe heat, preventive cool-down rest breaks are mandatory. Employers must implement mandatory rest periods beginning at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Shade. Whenever possible, take your rest breaks in a shaded area to escape direct sunlight. When temperatures reach 80 degrees Fahrenheit for standard clothing, First Finishers is required to provide shade if natural shade isn't available. We have canopies for this purpose. The shaded area must not be next to a source of radiant heat, machinery, or concrete. Must be close to your work area if possible. Must fit all employees on a meal or rest break comfortably. Other cooling methods, such as misting stations, cooling vests, or air-conditioned areas, may also be used. Acclimatization is another important factor helping employees adjust to working in hot conditions. According to federal OSHA, the body gradually adapts and tolerates higher levels of heat stress. Research shows almost half of heat-related deaths occur on a worker's first day on the job. Over 70% of heat-related deaths occur during the first week. Workers, especially new hires, need time to become acclimatized to avoid heat-related illness and death. As you slowly increase your time working in the heat over several days, your body develops a heat tolerance. If you're away from working in hot conditions for a while, you lose that tolerance. During acclimatization, take frequent cool-down breaks and drink plenty of water. Heat waves, when temperatures spike 10 plus degrees above the previous 5-day average, are especially dangerous because the body doesn't have time to adapt to the sudden increase. In a heat wave, take extra breaks, drink water, and watch for any signs or symptoms of heat-related illness. Accident Prevention Program. Now we'll move into the Accident Prevention Program portion. At the beginning of that packet, you'll see a list of emergency and non-emergency locations. If you get hurt on the job, you can go anywhere first for immediate care. We also provide L&I approved providers in the area. There is a table of contents to help you navigate each safety section. Our safety and health policy aims to develop and maintain a high standard of safety in all operations. No employee should work under hazardous or unsanitary conditions. We believe every employee deserves personal satisfaction from their job, and preventing injury illness is a top priority. Everyone is responsible for safety, management, supervisors, and tradespeople alike. Communication is key. If you see a hazard, speak up. Management actively participates in safety programs. Supervisors ensure rules and PPE are followed. Employees follow rules, wear PPE, and report issues. Disciplinary policy. First Finishers believes an accident prevention program only works if it's enforced. For safety violations, we have first violation, oral discussion between company, supervisor, and the employee. Second violation, $2 per hour docked from pay for 1 week plus a written notice in the employee's file. Third violation, evaluation of employment, possibly unpaid suspension or termination. In the case of an injury or illness, 1. Administer first aid. 2. Arrange transport as needed like an ambulance, etc. 3. Notify First Finisher's supervisor or management. 4. Don't move anything pending investigation. 5. Accompany the injured person to the hospital, doctor, or home. 6. Stay until relieved by another authorized person. 7. If needed, notify family members, preferably in person. In the case of minor injuries, document them in writing. The supervisor and any witnesses investigate. For major injuries or a fatality, you must notify L&I within 8 hours. All injuries must be reported immediately, including near misses. An incident investigation aims to find the cause and prevent it from happening again, not to place blame. Supervisors gather facts, talk to witnesses privately, consider photos, diagrams, and focus on hazards. First aid training and kits. A certified first aider will be available on each site. Supervisors or designated crew leads must have current first aid CPR. We supply first aid kits in each First Finisher's vehicle. Let us know when supplies are low. We also provide annual first aid certification to all employees or ask new hires to complete it within 3 weeks at company expense. If you ever handle blood or bodily fluids, use gloves, avoid direct contact, and wash thoroughly afterward. Report any exposure incidents so we can follow up with post-exposure evaluation if needed. Safety crew meetings. There's a mandatory safety meeting the first week of every month. You'll get a text confirmation. Under COVID-19 or special site rules like JBLM, weekly meetings might apply. The crew leader is expected to speak up immediately about any unsafe act witnessed. Documentation of attendance and discussions is maintained for 1 year. Walk through safety inspections. At the start of each job and weekly thereafter, a supervisor plus 1 employee checks the site. Records are kept until the job is done. General safety rules for construction. Store materials safely. Tie things down or support piles. Keep areas free of dust, scraps, oil, or grease. We call it good housekeeping. Remove or bend nails in used lumber. Clear loose materials away from walkways, stairs, ramps. Don't block aisles or traffic lanes. Guard or barricade any floor openings and excavations. Don't remove or deface warning signs or barriers. Always get help with heavy loads. Only use tools in good condition. Keep them sharp and carry them in a container. Know how to use fire extinguishers and alarms. Use flammable liquids only in small amounts and in approved safety cans. Never operate power tools without proper guards. No homemade handles or extension cheaters. All electrical power tools must be grounded or double insulated. Any damaged cords must be replaced. Only trained people operate power tools. Use tools only for their intended purpose. Personal protective equipment, PPE. Every employee has been issued safety glasses. Extras are in the office. You must wear long pants and a short sleeve shirt at all times. Wear a hard hat if falling objects are a hazard. For heavier duty construction, wear leather type work shoes with ankle support, no tennis shoes. If you're lead certified and at a hazard job site, a respirator is provided, full face or half mask. You can find these in the Yelm or JBLM office. We will provide earplugs and work gloves at your request. We also have a respiratory protection program describing the use and styles of respirators, plus any additional forms to read if you're dealing with lead or asbestos. Additional items, checklists, and ladders. At the end, we have a safety and health inspection checklist covering housekeeping, electrical, hand tools, power tools, ladders, scaffolding, barricades, and materials handling. We also have a construction self-inspection guide. Use it if you notice anything off about the equipment or vehicles. Fill out the form and let us know. Ladder safety. Always inspect before use for defects. Don't paint ladders except for numbering. Don't use them as braces or benches. Face the ladder while climbing with both hands free. If over a doorway, barricade that door. Only one person on a ladder at once. Don't jump from the ladder. Keep rungs clean. For step ladders, no placing tools on top steps or platform. Don't use the top 2 steps to stand. For extension ladders, they must extend at least 3 feet beyond the support. Secure or tie off at the top. Always set at the correct pitch, a 1:4 ratio. Fall protection and scaffolds. Falls from elevation are a major cause of injuries, deaths in construction. We at First Finishers enforce 100% fall protection for any fall hazards of 10 feet or more. Each job site with those hazards requires a site-specific fall protection work plan, and employees must be trained in fall hazards, including fall arrest like a harness or lanyard, or fall restraint systems. Scaffold safety. Inspect scaffolds and accessories, guardrails, toe boards, planking, locking pins before each shift. Must support at least 4 times the intended load. Don't climb cross braces, use a ladder. Keep scaffolds level and on solid footing. If you must move a rolling scaffold, remove or secure tools first. Don't modify scaffold parts by welding, cutting, or drilling without authorization. Materials handling and hazard communication. Store materials safely, don't stack more than needed on scaffolds or runways, and anchor or brace any forms or shoring left overnight. Stack bagged materials with cross-keying. Cement and lime in paper bags can burst. Be sure to wear protective clothing and wash off cement or lime to avoid chemical burns. We have a chemical hazard communication program in line with all applicable safety rules. You'll find a binder listing every chemical we use at both the Yelm and JBLM offices, along with their safety data sheets or SDS. If you encounter a chemical not in the binder, let us know immediately. Hearing conservation. We keep earplugs available for those who want them. Our job sites are typically below 85 dB TIA, but some people might be more sensitive. Dig safely. Never dig without an approved plan. If the dig location changes, wait for reapproval before starting. Lead and asbestos. For homes built before 1978, lead or 1981, asbestos, we test before working. If positive, an abatement company removes it, then we go in once it's cleared. If we see any sign of mold, we pause work and bring in a mitigation company, then resume afterward. That concludes our orientation. Thank you for listening, and remember, water, rest, shade for heat safety. Report any injuries, near misses, or safety concerns immediately. No retaliation is allowed. Use PPE correctly, follow worksite rules, and keep an eye out for your coworkers. We welcome you to First Finishers. Have fun and stay safe out there.